What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I've been adjusting and modifying and been doing a lot of cleanup to my studio. I got some new equipment and I'm testing some things out, making sure equipment's working good. Just going to talk about some future stuff that I think is going to happen with the tech industry. What do you guys think the future is? Everybody out there. Leave a comment down below and tell me some future prediction maybe that you think might be happening in the future. What's it going to be? Things like are, you know, our video cards going to become obsolete? Are DVDs obsolete now, or are they going to be obsolete? Do you think they're not obsolete? Do you still use them? Do you still use Blu-rays? Obviously, they're still out there on the market. Are they obsolete? In a world where we're mostly streaming everything, what's the future of streaming? Like, are we going to end up with more ads, more commercials in our programming that we got to deal with, along with having to pay to watch that programming and deal with commercials? What's the future hold there? What about piracy? What's the future hold for piracy? Is piracy on a downward spiral? Is piracy becoming more difficult, or do you just have to know the new and upcoming ways to get it? We're not going to talk about exactly how to pirate anything because obviously that's illegal. But talking about, the piracy as a whole, is it easier or harder? Or is it better than ever? Or is it, is there going to be completely new ways to pirate stuff coming out on the market? What do you guys all think? The future is crazy. A lot of stuff in the future that's going to be absolutely, I really don't know what's going to happen, but I have some predictions. I'm going to talk about those predictions in the show tonight. We're going to go over some predictions. I mean, when it comes to video games and laptops and technology, everything's getting smaller. We want to do everything with our phones, and now handheld gaming is becoming a big deal in the marketplace. What else is a big deal? Big PCs are becoming less of a big deal for people. People don't want a big computer. People want a small computer. People want a handheld device. People want to do everything on their phone or maybe on a tablet with a little bit larger screen. People want to do everything mobile these days. You want mobile internet. You want mobile internet from your provider. How's that going to work? Going forward, are we seeing more mobile internet coming from the likes of Elon Musk with his Starlink system, or from others like that? What's the future hold? Lot of future things that could happen. Give us, global internet that's a very fast speed. They up the internet in my area. I can get up to 7 gigs up and down. That's a lot. That's a lot of speed. So what's going to be the end game on that? I mean, most people are lucky if they can get a gig up and down right now. A lot of people can get a gig down, but getting a gig up is a really hard one. So that's a very difficult thing to be able to do. And with new streaming devices coming out, is buying an expensive streaming device obsolete? Do you really need to spend, if you're buying a device just for streaming your movies and TV shows, do you really need to spend $200-$300 when these new devices have the codecs in them? They have Dolby Vision, they have Dolby Atmos, they've got these features that you want to get high quality video to your TV. Do you really need to go spend $200, $300 or more dollars when you can buy a $50 device that'll do all of that? What's the answer to those questions? Well, the answer is it depends on you, how picky you want to be and whether or not you want to buy the most up-to-date, newest product. I mean, any company can put out a product and they can put it out. They can put out a product and say that it's the newest, most up to date, it's the fastest, it's the best, and they can put a high price tag on it, and they can market it to you as the Rolls Royce of whatever piece of electronics that they're trying to push to you. Doesn't mean it's the best. It just means it's the most expensive. The most expensive doesn't always mean the best. You don't always get what you pay for. Now, you can spend a cheap amount of money on a cheap device and you can get a cheap product that might be garbage. That it becomes very, very hard to tell what's garbage out there on the market and what's good on the market for the average consumer. Somebody who doesn't know technology, doesn't know the stuff in and out like some of us techie people do. If you're a little bit more knowledgeable in the tech department, you might want to go down the road of a gaming device, right? You might want to get yourself a gaming handheld or a gaming console or whatever. That brings me to like the console situation. Like the new PlayStation Pro that came out, they want to market that thing at $700, and then the stand is extra. So what's the future for game consoles? I mean, when you're talking about, you buy the game console, you're going to have to get some games with it. You may want a nice custom controller to go along with that console. You're going to be spending $1,000 easily, if not more, on that new Sony console. So what's the answer? Should you build a gaming PC? Well, it's going to be some of those Sony games that only play on the Sony on launch, and some may never come to PC. The small amounts of them, and I'm a big PC advocate. I would rather play my games on a PC. I think it's got a lot more games available to it. Considering most all of the Xbox games come to PC. You got obviously many more outlets to buy games for reasonable prices on the PC platform. And then you've got the emulation side of things. That's a whole different story where you can play games from multiple older consoles and get large collections of games and emulate them. So you got a lot of options on that side of things. But then again, gets complicated. You get a little bit more work involved in the gaming consoles as far as when you buy these consoles, what are you going to have? 3, 4, 5, 6 devices hooked to your TV? That's not an answer for me. I like to have one. My whole thing is I want a solution that gives me one device that does everything. That's why I've stuck with a really, really nice gaming PC for my answer to all of those questions, instead of buying a $200-$300 streaming box, instead of buying a $300, $400, $500 to $700 plus gaming console, or multiple gaming consoles, instead of buying a variety of other things, having to have different controllers for the different consoles, etc. My answer is a gaming PC. If you want to stay on the budget side of things, you can actually get yourself now, after the last couple of years, we got some really nice gaming handhelds available on the market. That's really made a difference. And you can use those devices to stream everything you want to watch as well. So you could use it as a device to do multiple things. You can hook a full keyboard and mouse up to it and use it as a complete PC to do all your normal PC things, whether you want to run a Windows program or whether you want to, do anything. Just like a full-fledged PC. You can dock that to your TV, plug it into your big TV, and you've got your whole computer. You're using a lot less space that way. You don't have to have a full computer hooked, put on a desk somewhere, and you've got your gaming device as well as your PC all in one device. I like that solution. That's an option. Or you can have multiple devices. Are you going to go out there? Are you a gamer? You're going to buy 2 or 3 gaming consoles? Are you going to get the Switch, the Xbox, and the PlayStation? Or are you going to build a gaming PC as well as get a PlayStation? Because most people that I know, usually they don't That's why the Xbox doesn't have the sales, because people forget, oh, well, you can play those games on a PC. Xbox has more users if you take into account people playing Xbox games on PCs as well as the consoles. But Sony wins the battle on sales of the console itself. And now Xbox is pushing games onto the PlayStation console. So again, you know, I say, well, what's the answer there? I'm gonna go the PC route until that route becomes not the best route, and it's not perfect. Windows has its share of problems. Windows has a lot of problems. Let's not play games and say, oh, it's perfect and it just works great. No, it doesn't work great. It's got a lot of issues, but so does a lot of other things. I would much rather do that than play a very limited catalog from some of the others. But then you got things like the Steam Deck now, and you got stuff like Linux that you can load onto your PC coming into play. Now, Linux has come a long way since quite a few years ago. It does a much better job today at running games, but it's still not as good as running games on a PC. Compatibility wise, it doesn't run as many games, and sometimes some games it runs better, some games not as well. But you still have a larger catalog and more you can do on the PC side of things. Let's say you want to use that PC also for your streaming device, then you have more options on that side of things. Let's say you want to run all those third-party apps for Android. You can run many different Android emulators that run absolutely great. A lot of people always bring up BlueStacks to me, and I'm always like baffled why people always point to BlueStacks. It's garbage. I don't like BlueStacks as an emulator. There's plenty of other emulators. EmuEmu Play. There is Nox. There's a variety of others out there too that work really, really good. You can debloat those and you can get rid of the ads in there if you really want to. You can use a different launcher. There's stuff you can do on there if you want to go down that road, so that you have yourself a whole Android thing that you can bring up separately for things. As far as getting to that, let's go to let me see if I can bring up what I want to bring up here. Oh, I got to need to create a new scene. Let's add. Still setting things up, so bear with me, guys. Okay, let's add display. Let's add a display. And let's go that one. There we go. All right. So what we've got here is like, this is my PC here that I'm using. And so here's Android and multi-Android. Another thing, I just named him Android. That's EmuEmu Play is the Android emulator, but I gave him an icon and called him Android. But here's one of the reasons why it's great to run an Android emulator on a PC too, is you can actually have multiple copies of Android. You can have one set up for Android games. You can have one set up for running all your Android apps, etc. I haven't opened this for a while on this computer. I normally do it in my home theater. Cancel. So it said it can only be opened after an update. Yeah, I haven't actually updated this one in a minute. Let's see if this even opens. Okay, I think it kind of did. I think it kind of did open with some stuff I was testing. So this is just one copy of Android, and say for instance I wanted to start a whole new one. Let's go to multi Android here. So here's different Androids that that I've done, and I got like 5 different ones here, and I can just do a new one, and I can set it to Android 9, 7, or 5. So we'll do an Android 9. New versions of the emulator will come out with higher versions of Android. And there are other emulators that do a lot higher version of Android than 9 as well. And they consistently update. There's not much that doesn't work with 9 though. 9 is pretty compatible across the board. So there's not really a whole lot that doesn't work with 9. But I'm creating a new load of EMU, and I'm just going to hit start, and we're going to start that up. And this is a full Android OS. Now here we are. A lot of settings can be changed in here as far as resolution and different. You can set it to emulate different types of phones, etc., depending on how you want it to go. It's got. Also, people ask me, well, do I get the full Google Play Store? You do. You get the whole Google Play Store as well, and you also get commercials. Let's get. Close the app. This isn't the debloated one that I am running here. This is with commercials. I should do a separate video on how to debloat MEMU for all of you out there, because these commercials get they get annoying. And it did tell me it needs to update, so I may be running into some problems because it hasn't updated. And that's probably why I'm running into some issues at the moment with this. So this is live, guys. Nothing edited. Trying to make myself look good here. Launcher 2 is not responding. So there's the Play Store. So you have the full Google Play Store, and as you can see, there's a bunch of ads for games down here. So when you debloat it, you can get rid of these. You can load a different launcher. You can have it start up with a different launcher using something like Launcher Hijack and whatnot. And you can do a full debloat of MEMU Play, and then you can have it running clean, like a clean load. You can run Nova Launcher. You can run any launcher you'd like in here, and you basically have yourself a full mobile Android OS available on your PC, and then you can run anything you want. So if you go into the Play Store, it's going to be the full Google Play Store, and it's going to want you to sign in. So I could sign in with my Google account, and then I would have access to my Google apps that I own if I have bought any, or I would have access to other Google apps as well. So. And the Play Store is not going to come up because it needs me to sign in. So I'm not going to sign in live and show any login information. But it does work. You can load whatever Google apps you want to load. You can put a launcher on here, and you can run virtually any app you want to be able to load. I do need to update this. So let's go ahead and go to... Let's see. Let's go ahead and go. Let's just go ahead and do that. Might as well do it with you guys on while I'm live here. I might as well. Let's go to MEMU Play. Let's go ahead and download that. We're gonna get the newest version of MEMU Play right there, and download unverified file. It said it was unverified. Upgrade, accept. let's get this updated. So we're going to update. That's how easy it is to update EMU Play. You go to EMU, you download it, you open it. I could have just told it. I think sometimes you can just tell it to update when you open the program. Any questions? Anything anybody would like to know that's watching the show? Any information you would like to know about? Just go ahead and put a question in the chat if you want. We are just here kicking back, having fun tonight. Let's go ahead and hit steps 1 of 8. Oh, no, I'm not running Opera. I don't know why I opened that. Should uninstall that. I didn't really care for Opera. I would recommend you guys start looking to use Firefox for your browser. I'm probably going to do some video information on what Google Chrome is doing as far as blocking ad blockers and so on going forward, because that's some information people really need to know about. I know I'm going to be switching up to using Firefox for a lot of my browsing. Still going to use Chrome for some things, but going to use that for a lot of my browsing as well. And it's doing update. It still looks like it now, 75%. Rather large update. I haven't updated this for a long time. Squareworks Media. How's it going, Square? Hope you're doing good too. Hope everybody's doing good. So yeah, I'm just testing out my equipment here, my machine. Trying to get some stuff set up. Let's see. Some different background images. At least my green screen seems to be working pretty well from what I can tell here. I'm trying to make sure that's good. I'm going to get some different stuff for that. And I've actually behind the green screen, I got a nice little table I'm going to be sitting at to do some actual reviews of some products and stuff here very soon too. So I'm going to be putting out quite a few different videos. I'm going to be putting out some talking head videos like this with the green screen. I'm going to be doing some tutorial videos where I actually just show you how to do things on the computer, and I can put myself in the corner with the green screen as well. So I'll be doing that. That'll be something I'm adding. Another thing I'm adding too is let's see. So I'll be doing stuff like this, where what I'll do is I'll be adding a screen here where I'll have Google Meets. I can have people on, and then I can also show, I can have Google Meets with people here, and I can be doing, like showing stuff on the computer screen at the same time. I'm going to be having quite a few different things I can transition in and out of. Also, I want to get some new animations and some new things going too. So I'm working on some different things I can do when it comes to all of that type of stuff for you guys. Gonna get things going to where we can do some fun live shows with having people on a panel in a different way. Everybody uses the same old cookie cutter way of doing things, it seems like, with StreamYard. I kind of want to do things a little different. Not saying it's better, not saying it's just different, just the way I would like to do it, because I want to contain everything in OBS. And if I use StreamYard, there's certain things that I can do in OBS that I can't do in StreamYard when I'm doing a video. So, because I'm not going to be doing a show that's just strictly focused on the panel, I want to be able to interactively do a little bit more than that. And I got some I actually have some equipment I'm going to be getting for doing some new different things as well when it comes to all of that. So that should work out pretty good. But things are moving along pretty well for me as far as all of this stuff goes. I'm pretty happy with the way everything's working right now. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the launch now. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the update worked here. Not to mention I'm getting some new video editing software too. And I'm going to take, it's going to take me a little bit of time to learn that new editing software that I'm going to use, because I'm not going to use, I'm going away I'm moving away from using Adobe, and a lot of people are moving away from Adobe because if you look up some of the information out there going on with things going on with Adobe, Adobe's got a lot of weird stuff going on with it. I gotta check my resolution settings. Oh, I know why I had it set like this, because I actually was experimenting with making a short on YouTube with this. So that's why I had it set in this mode here for recording reasons. But you can change that here in settings. So you can go to display, and you can change this to tablet, phone, widescreen, etc. And you can change all the settings. So I'll hit OK. Restart now. And so you can change these emulators got a lot of options in there for you to change too. It looks like the commercial's coming up, and then it's putting it in that mode. Display. So see, I had preset this to an Asus ROG3, ROG5 for higher frame rates. You can change this to a bunch of different settings depending on how you want it set. Depending on how fast your computer is, different telecom operator settings. You can go in here. One thing you can do is you can change this to NAT or the network card. Now, one of the upgrades I just did on this too was to add the 2.5 gig network adapter into this computer. I just put that in last night. So I'm running off a 2.5 gig network adapter right now instead of the 1 gig adapter that came with the motherboard. And so this is a Ryzen 7 machine that I'm using. A little bit older. It's this particular, I've got my 12th gen Intel in the theater room, and this one is just a 3700X Ryzen with 32 gig of RAM that I'm running right here. So this will be on the block to upgrade, but probably not till the middle of next year. I'm going to run what it is. This is still plenty powerful enough to do everything I need to do here. But that being said, there's a lot going on in the tech world that everybody should be aware of. So the handheld gaming market is a big emerging market that a lot of people are going to be getting into. And the only reason that's been able to be a big emerging market is because of the built-in graphics capabilities inside the processors from AMD. Intel hasn't had that. So the only ones you're going to see that are capable of that is AMD at the moment. Intel has its new Arc technology, which still has a little ways to go. Hopefully it'll catch up. There is one handheld with that out there, the MSI Claw. You got the ROG, and you've got the Legion Go, and you got some others also that are running different variants of the AMD processor in them for the gaming. So those machines are absolutely great streamers too. So just depending on what your needs are, you got a lot of options out there. What, if anything, what would any of you like to see going forward video-wise out of me? If you have a suggestion, please put a comment down below this video and let me know what you think. We've been live for about a half an hour. Not that long, really. But it was a good test run. I think I'm going to be good for tonight because I didn't really have any kind of expectations on anything. I didn't expect to get hardly anybody in the show. I was just wanting to go live to test things out, test the little studio settings out, test some stuff out with my... Because I have these are new monitors, new camera that I put in here, and I just mounted and plugged all this stuff in last night and did a small test. I didn't go live. I just tested to see if things were running, and I didn't even know if I was even going to be able to make this work right now. Whether I would have a technical difficulty and things would crash or things wouldn't work right. Obviously, I have some updating and some things to do on my computer. I have some webcam software I'm going to be using as well that I need to get set up completely, as well as my new editing software and stuff to get things rolling on the videos I want to start putting out, because I've got some great stuff for everybody. So hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch y'all later.